Happy Staff Appreciation Week, everyone. Normally, this is what we would call Teacher Appreciation Week as well. But I included the staff because every year as a school, we remember that everyone is an educator that works in our building, from the ops team to the deans to the teachers. So this week is really Staff Appreciation Week in many schools as well. I want to say thank you. We're currently living through a very difficult and crazy, uncertain time where a lot of our family members have either been sick, or a lot of friends that we know may have passed away or sick as well. In many conversations that I've had with some of you, you have informed me of someone that we know that has either fallen ill or been sick. And even though you are still all pushing through, and I am so grateful for that, this is a hard time. This is a hard time not only for our kids, but it's also hard for our educators in the building. And I want to thank you for consistently pushing through. I want to thank you for putting up lessons, for calling your kids every day over the last few weeks, for Diane, who goes into the building once a week just to do billing and mailing, for everyone in our building who is taking part in making sure that we are still a school, that we are still providing a rigorous education for our kids. I also want to think about the things that we did before distance learning. I think about walking into many of your classrooms and seeing happy children all day. Even when they were doing a test, I sometimes saw a kid maybe smiling because they were great. And I think I'm thinking about Abel Batista right now, Miss Blanchard. But I want to say thank you, because you are truly what makes our school run. Not me, not the leadership team. It is the people that are in the trenches day in, day out. It is the people in the classrooms. It is the deans. It is the operations team. Everyone that makes our school grow is what makes this school function, especially now during distance learning. So I want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to each of you personally. I start with the ops team. Ms. Marone, thank you so much for everything that you do, especially in the last 4 years that we've worked together. Ms. Reynoso, our family and recruitment coordinator, you have been pushing through and creating a new system for us virtually to get our students and our families registered, our new ones. And I want to thank you for that. To our deans, Ms. Rodriguez, who just had a baby, welcome your baby to our family. I want to thank you for all that you've done with our 8th graders, especially our 8th grade girls this year, in motivating them, in making sure that they felt important and heard. Mr. Wilson, thank you for your constant wisdom and your constant pushing of our 7th grade students. 7th grade is not easy. I call them the middle child syndrome. And you've made it possible for them to be successful in our school. And I thank you for that. Ms. Piguero, thank you for welcoming our 6th graders with open arms every day, especially during lunch. I love going to your lunchroom duty. I've always said that. And I'm going to start some beef here, but you are my favorite lunchroom duty to go to, just because your kids are just so funny. They are always following the rules, and they're always making sure that they are heard, even though they're our youngest in the building. Thank you for that. For our teachers, Ms. Villela, gracias por enseñarle español a nuestros niños. I probably said that all wrong too, but thank you for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the time that you're putting in by teaching 3 different grades. Thank you for that. Mr. Mann, thank you for what you've done for our kids, for the fact that they are able to consistently go to you and just ask random questions sometimes, for what the work that you have done with students like Avion Watson and Maddox Marquez. Thank you for helping them and supporting them. Thank you for also with Jatai. I know that Jatai looks up to you, and that's great. Miss Sigler, thank you so much for all that you do for our 8th grade students in math. I've seen you on countless occasions as I walk by your classroom in the afternoon, and I see you working with our ENL students, or even students who just need a little bit more help. Thank you for taking out your time to do that. Mr. Moore, thank you. As not only the best co-teacher I ever worked with, but I appreciate everything that you've done to make math interesting with the 7th grade, especially with a student like Aiden Taylor or Amelia Sutherland, even your teacher's assistant, Angela Leon. Thank you for that. Mr. Rano, thank you for the relationships that you have built with a lot of our 8th grade students. I'm thinking of Xavier and Isaiah Pulla, with the fact that you built common bonds with them. Thank you. Ms. Martinez, for the consistent drive that you have for our ENL students. not only just our ENL students, but I think about the times that you've worked with students that are not in your portfolio, as they would say, and you've helped them and supported them. Thank you for that. Mr. Brown, thank you for bringing physical education to our school, something that we hadn't had in the time that I've been there, or in the time before that. The amount of times that I've heard you play basketball with our students out before and after school in the beginning of the year, especially Gabe Samboy. The relationship you've built with Dimitri Ramos. Thank you for that. Ms. Blanchard, thank you. We've been working together for 4 years. To see your growth and the love that you have for children and the relationships that you have built and still holding rigor, I am appreciative of that. And I thank you for always doing that with our kids and for always providing wisdom when asked any question by any fellow colleague. Thank you for that. Ms. Hedera, thank you for everything that you have done in the 7th grade classrooms of science and math. I have seen the work that you have put in with a lot of your 7th grade students, and I thank you for that. And I thank you for consistently asking for advice and asking for feedback and always figuring out how to implement it and pushing yourself to do great for our students. Thank you. And Ms. Cheng, thank you so much for all that you do. This is now 3 years in that we've worked together. I've seen you from a tutor, or as they call them now, fellows, to being now your 2nd year as a teacher. Thank you for the amount of times that you've looked at the best interest of children. I've seen the emails and I remember receiving a lot of those, and I'm like, wow, Ms. Cheng is always looking out for the best interest of children, as we always should be, and you're always holding me accountable. And I appreciate that because you're looking for the best for our children. Thank you for all that each and every one of you do in every department. This is a longer video than I thought it was gonna be, but I didn't know what better way to start Teacher Appreciation Week at 8 in the morning by telling you how much I appreciate each and every one of you. Once again, I hope everyone has a great week. Phase 3 is here. We have a few more weeks left of the school year, and I cannot say how much I am thankful and I love each and every one of you. Have a great one. Bye.